The Age of Heroes, Conan's brand new biggest update, and today we're going to have a little look into all the new stuff added into the testlive client. And I think you just saw one behind me actually. Hello, and this is living settlements. So now wherever you have a home, your crafters, like your blacksmiths, your cooks, your carpenters, will now not just sit in a station like an object, they will actually roam around your base and they will do different things, which is pretty cool. So you could already see, looking around my little setup here, we have people chilling in chairs, tending to stuff, cooking and chopping things up, which is insanely cool. I don't know what you're chopping, but chopping air. We got a blacksmith just clanging around, and sometimes you can just have people just walking as well, and they will attend their stations. We have one here. This guy is checking out the waterfall. He really likes it. He's just chilling. But that's completely off his own volition. I didn't place him there. He is just doing that because he wants to. So, pretty cool if I don't say so myself. Now, this only seems to apply to, like, crafters. Things like fighters and archers, they just tend to stay stationed. They don't move around like the crafters do. But the crafters will like live and move around. Like this one here just came to sit down, and they have a bowl of food in their face. Oh yeah, look here. They are eating in front of the fire, which is really cool. So yeah, this guy's cooking up a storm. This lady's having a big old bowl of nothing. Maybe we could at least give them some food, hey. But it is insanely cool seeing these people move around and do stuff. The only negative of this update is now the crafters that didn't used to count to your cap, they do now because they move around and all that. If you don't know what I mean by that, I mean your follower management. So you're capped to a certain amount of followers, and if you have like more, then it will start removing them, and they will now count on this one, not only fighters. So you do need to be aware of that with this brand new update. Now, once these people, like when you go and log into your server, if you had like a cook at the station before, you can see it's very different now. They should be in the inventory like this area of your station. They used to be in like a slot like this, but now they'll be in here, and you just literally have to physically place them out like you would do with a fighter or an archer. The thing I think is really cool about this update though, I mean, it's nice enough seeing people moving around your base and doing random things, is the system in here. So you can see this brand new kind of UI going on where you can see crafting bonuses you get from certain people. So Master Blacksmith Kiris, you can see here, I could select him or I could select someone else for their attributes. So I can have my Bladesmith, my Tempersmith, or my Edgesmith bonuses added onto here without having to switch them out and put them in the bench, which is really nice. And then let's say if I wanted to go to my, Tempersmith, it tells me it has really good durability, not so much damage, armor penetration, and reduced weight. This one has better armor penetration than all of them. And then this one has the best damage than all of them. It kind of explains the symbols a little bit more, which is always confusing for people. But when you open it up, it will tell you the values of this as well, how much damage you will do on your light attack, your heavy attack, and your armor pen and all that. And we can do this with all of them to just kind of compare the values of what exactly we want out of our characters, which is insanely cool. I really like that this is a thing. It's going to be so handy having that. And then the people just walk around your base, and you can just, have anybody's access you want without them having to physically be in the station. So that's really, really neat. I think I have another one here somewhere I should be able to do this too. Yeah, the carpenter I opened up. So in here we have Builder 4 and Fletcher 4. So there you go. Tell you what these do. It's durability, and this one does the armor penetration. So this is what you want for your arrows and all that, and it'll tell you the bonuses on these. So I think this is awesome. I love seeing actually more information on these panels, so you know exactly what these are doing. And then if you had a worse off like carpenter, it would also tell you the statistics on that one. So I think this is really neat. I think it's a good move in the right direction. Having this little panel is very nice. I'm not so sure about the full cap. I think that might be a bit problematic with some setups, but hey, I think we're just gonna have to see how that one goes. And they did say about maybe changing up the cap a little bit and seeing how this runs, especially with all the new people moving around in animations. There's going to be a lot more things going on around the base. Let's have a look at their next big feature, which is their companions, which I do need to have a little bit more of a look into, because with the companions, they tend to like to take breaks, which I'm not sure if this is going to be actually ideal on a single player setting, as when you have things that take breaks or timers, it's not so good on a single player. So I'm heading over to our first one, and of course it's raining because it's the Highlands. Why wouldn't it? But if we go to the edge of here, you can see down there is our first companion's building, and this is Freya's hovel. So she's the first companion you can make friends with. I mean, you could do them both at the same time, but she's just the first one, for example. So for Freya, you'll go up to Freya and you'll be able to talk to her and do her quest. Her first quest is actually to search the bodies around the camp that you can find for a piece of information. Her quest is to find her husband, and you'll have to do some quests around the Exiled Lands to achieve that. I did a little bit of it, but like honestly, with this type of content, I'm going to just be really real with you guys. I think the main feature of it is actually going there, talking to them, and listening to the story. So if I just show the story now to you, I mean, I'm kind of just defeating the purpose of you completely doing any of it. So I think I'm going to keep it like as minimum as possible to not spoil it too much, because the activity of this is actually listening to the people and reading through their story and making choices. So I want you guys to do that off your own volition. Maybe we can test around with things afterwards when I get more familiar with it. But for now, definitely when it comes to it, I'll do a lot of experimenting, but definitely read the lore yourself and all that. But either way, Freya's first quest is for you to go and search the bodies, and then you need to keep checking in with her once you've done a process. Once you've done this, she will send you to a certain place in the Highlands called Stormwatch, and you will have to find another note and bring that back to her. Is it the book? I have found a note. Is it the note? Alright, let's have a look at the note. More info. Seeker of Apparently looking at the note spawns in more people. Oh my goodness, a lot more people. She will then give you some more dialogue which you read through the story, and she will tell you that she needs to go and talk with the people in New Asgard, but you can't come along because, you know, you're kind of scary looking. So she's not going to talk to you now. She's going to prepare to go to New Asgard without you. She doesn't want you there, and you can come back to her in like a couple days. What that time frame is, I don't know yet. I need to discover and have a poke around. But there is a timer where you can't talk to these companions. They're going to do something in the world. Then you can come back to them after they've done that and continue the quest. So you're kind of forced to have breaks in the quest, which this one, I wasn't actually expecting the breaks to be so soon. Like, I was expecting you to be able to do a little bit more than in the quest. But now I'm going to have to give it a break now that a couple of steps. And it's the same with the other companion. Let's have a quick look at him because he is pretty awesome. Welcome to Rainy Point 2.0. It is the jungle at Deons. So here we are, Deons Embrace. And this is some of the brand new content, and it is sorcery related. So with this update, you're actually going to want to work on your sorcery so that you can do this quest, because it's actually going to require you to have sorcery learnt and many steps in it, which you're going to want to do to be able to do this quest, because it's a sorcery quest, if you get me. Excuse me, Mr. Gorilla. That is very rude. But yeah, you come up to this place, you go to the fruit, and a little man will come out. And basically, with this little dude, he will introduce himself, he'll tell you his story, and then you can help him on his quest. And his quest is for you to go and seek out sorcery, and then bring him back some blood in a flask. Once you bring him back 3 of those, he will then be like, alright, I've used my energy up, I have to take another break. And then that is the pause there for you to continue the quest. So you can't continue the quest straight away. You cannot hammer through these quests. You have to do them in stages and then come back later. Which, I don't know how quite I feel about it at the moment. I'm one of these people that just like going smashing through the content. But now we're gonna have like some kind of forced break on this one. So yeah, it's an interesting method. I'm wondering how it's gonna play out, and if because of these forced breaks, if my interest is going to stay or wane. But I would love to have a companion and see how it goes. So I'm gonna follow it out and see if I can kind of figure it out. And yeah, I hope you guys stick along for the journey, and we'll definitely do some more testing with companions once I can kind of get through this system and figure it out a bit more. The next huge style content when it comes to this update is now the inclusion of jail cells out in the Exiled Lands map. So you used to only be able to get jailers and jail cells on Sipta, but it's now everywhere, and I mean everywhere on the Exiled Lands map. So I found like a metric ton of these, whether it is in the Highlands, whether it is down in the south. I found them dotted around. There's even one in the summoning place. There's even one at Leon's Watch. Just a couple places you can find cages and jailers. So now if you go into camps in the Exiled Lands, you can find the jailers. And oh, a beast, she says. And now you should be able to get rid of them. Oh, jeez. Okay. Steal their jail key and then unlock this for a free NPC. So a more nice way to, you know, recruit people, hire them, you know. Defend when attacked, he set on it. Tells you as well what kind of mode they're on. There's a nice little pop-up now for that. But yeah, there you go. You get jail cells everywhere, and you can recruit people on the Exiled Lands now, which is, I mean, it's nice. You can find the barkeep in these prisoner cages as well, which is a nice little addition. So you don't actually have to do purges anymore to achieve that. However, that doesn't make purges completely redundant, because they have said in here, crafters now have a chance to appear in prisoner cages upon successfully completing a purge. And I wonder if that scales with the level of purges you complete on what you can find in one of these cages. So it appears that if you now do the purges, you should be able to get maybe something a little juicier in the cages if you just go around and defeat prisoners, as well as the barkeep you can get from there. So it might be worth doing some of the purges, seeing what you get crafter-wise from these prison cages everywhere. And it should be pretty interesting of a process, I suppose, that way. Apart from that, that seems to be like the main meat and veggies of the update in total. So when you're not doing the companion quests and all that, you'll just be doing your normal Conan-y stuff, I assume, and then just waiting to be able to do further in these companion quests. I don't know if I'm a fan of this or not, having to wait, because I'm usually the type that just likes to burst through content when I have the time to do it. I'm not always a fan of having to just wait. I mean, it makes sense, and it will make it so people don't burn through it as much. But I'm going to save my, full opinion until I've, fully done the quest myself. And then I'll give some proper feedback afterwards. But for now, I've got to kind of figure out this thing on how long I have to wait on a single-player server. I might actually have to move over to the test live server to have a proper dig at this update, so I can kind of have a go on a multiplayer setting. Because if it's anything like the Jebel Sag event with the 24-hour timer, that is something that really struggled on a single player setting, and I usually do these little tutorial things on single player as well, so we could have a proper look at it in an efficient way. So yeah, it should be interesting to see, and hopefully we can figure that out. Let me know what you think about the update so far. Do you like the changes? I like the NPCs moving around in the camp. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, it seems like an interesting first start to the Age of Heroes. I'm wondering what else is going to come in this update. Looking forward to seeing what else we're going to see, but that seems to be the main bulk of the free content, these companions, and I'll let you know how it goes. Check out the channel and subscribe if you want to see more about companions and all that good stuff. But apart from that, thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.